Hi there, I am Ellie Hodgson. I am a sports coach at Chance Camp and Right Sports Services. We do lots of work in primary schools, running PE lessons, after school clubs. We run a 6-hour play leaders programme for, well, we do it from year 2 up to year 6 to train those pupils up to be mini sports leaders, which has been a huge success over the past couple of years. And how I got into my job was basically I went to university straight after 6th form and I studied sports development. After university I wanted a bit of a break, so I went travelling. I went on a ski season. I lived in France for a while, and then when I came back I got a job in retail. Didn't mind my job, I enjoyed it, customer service. I'm quite a people person, however it wasn't for me. I always wanted to get back into sport. All the way through school I was a very keen netballer, keen hockey player, keen rounders player. I played for the county and for the district teams in netball and in county cricket, and it's just something that I've always been really fond of. I have always done quite a lot of voluntary work, which has massively helped me develop as the person that I am today, in terms of my coaching and the experience that I've got. I was lucky enough to get my job from Chris in 2018, when I started on a part-time basis, and now I'm lucky enough to be full-time working in primary schools all over Allerdale. I think a major part of my coaching and of who I am today, like I said before, actually it comes from the voluntary work that I've done, and I think it's so important to volunteer in your local community. A lot of my volunteering was to do with sport. Between, I think it was my first and second year of uni, I did a 6-week kind of voluntary working at the Calvert Trust in Keswick. We did lots of outdoor activities for people with disabilities, and that then went from physical disability to psychological disabilities, and I met some of the most amazing people that taught me so much, and it made me think, well, if they can do it, why can't everybody else? So I absolutely loved my time volunteering there, and it did make me a different person, definitely. A lot of my voluntary work also comes from Keswick Cricket Club. My family have kind of been a big part of the cricket club for a lot of years. My brother played, my mum plays for the women's team, I play myself, my dad coaches the under-13s, and I have volunteered for the last 4 years as an All-Stars activator. Now that is for children to play cricket from the ages of 4 to 8, so it's kind of getting them onto that ladder before they then go into the under-11s cricket. I've also helped out with cleaning up days, and I've also helped out for must be about 4 or 5 years now, with the visually impaired cricket. So we help train some youngsters who have a visual impairment, and they then get on the Cumbria team, and for the Cumbria we then play the Yorkshire team, and they're kind of mixed up with Yorkshire and Lancashire. It's absolutely amazing. We get lots of different ages, lots of different abilities, lots of different visual impairments, and we get to have a go at ourselves, wearing the glasses, which are very hard to see in, and also having to play cricket in a complete different way. So I've helped out doing that for the last couple of years. I'm a volunteer coach for the under-11s at West Cumbria Netball. I trained as a B netball coach, and I've been volunteering with them for the last season until COVID-19 happened. So it was amazing until then. I think it's so important to volunteer in your local community because it's giving something back to your local community. I've lived in Keswick now for 25 years, all my life, and it's the hub of the town. Like, the cricket club is the hub of the town. There's so much that goes on down there. It's in the middle of Fitz Park. So much hard work goes into it behind closed doors that people do not see. If there wasn't for volunteers, there wouldn't be any games. There wouldn't be any local games. There wouldn't be any grassroots games. Children won't be coming up to play more professional sports or playing to a higher level if you do not start somewhere. And most of the time that starts from being at a club. I know mine did with netball. I went from school to the satellite team, and then I went to the county team. And if you don't have that pathway there, which is built up with volunteers, you don't have many sports stars of the future. So for me, it's a personal thing. It is also, I want to give something back to the community, and especially where there isn't a lot of funding for kind of some grassroots sports or some clubs. They heavily rely on volunteers. So yeah, that's kind of my story. I would love to stay in sport for the rest of my life. I think it's one of the most amazing careers and the best career for me, definitely. So yeah, any questions, or if anybody wants any help or advice on how to get into the sporting pathway, then please give me an email. My email is ellie@writesportsservices